You're so excited to go house hunting and want to find the perfect home, right? But don't let your excitement for a home cause you to make any rash decisions or overlook some serious red flags. You don't want a house you'll regret buying. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 serious things to look out for when you're house hunting. And you'll want to stick around till the end because I'll tell you 2 things that you can do to increase your chances of buying a home you don't regret purchasing. If we haven't met yet, my name is Vilija Truelove. I'm a local Durham Region real estate agent with almost 20 years experience, and I'd love to help you with your move too. All my contact information is included below. Reach out anytime and download my free Durham Region guide at the same time. Some homes might seem like a good idea at first sight, but my list of red flags could save you in the long run. Now, if you're a contractor or a handyman or looking for a fixer-upper, maybe these issues won't concern you, but at least consider them before you decide to make an offer on a home. So, red flag number 1, moisture and mold in the basement. Sometimes you can smell it as soon as you walk into a house. Other times you won't notice it till you're in the basement, but it's a hard one to miss. That musty, moldy smell. This can mean some different things. The home's grading could have some issues. There could be a problem with gutters overflowing, or downspouts are flowing too close to the house and allowing water to pool right beside the foundation. It could be old windows letting water come in, or it could be a serious foundation issue. Mold itself is a serious issue and can cause health problems, so tread carefully with this one. And the extent of the damage is going to depend on how long the owners allowed the problem to continue. It could be as simple of a fix as extending your downspouts, or it could require a bigger job like putting in a sump pump or fixing cracks in the foundation. That one will cost you thousands. So you definitely want to investigate this before you commit to buying the house. Water issues aren't just limited to the basement either. Look for marks on the ceiling or walls. This could signal a leaking roof, gutters that need replacing, or faulty plumbing, all leading to wood rot and other possible destruction. All of this can be fixed, but you'll need to determine the extent of the damage. Red flag number 2, cracks in the walls and sloping floors. There are some old houses throughout the Durham region, and especially if you're looking at a 100-plus-year-old home, this is something to pay attention to. Both the cracks and sloping floors could point to possible structural and foundation issues, which can be very costly. If things seem a little off and slanted upstairs, you'll want to head to the basement to start looking for other signs of problems. In an unfinished basement, you might see things like a cracked or sagging beam or extra support posts added in. If done professionally, that's great, but if they're makeshift, it could be a huge red flag. You can get an inspection with a professional who specializes in foundation issues on top of the regular home inspection to determine what's going on. Foundation issues, though, are typically the most expensive issues to fix. Red flag number 3, faulty and outdated wiring. This can be a serious fire hazard at worst, super annoying at best. Things to look out for are overloaded circuits and improper grounding. You also want to know what type of wiring you have. Is it copper, or are you dealing with aluminum or knob and tube wiring? If it's not copper, not only could we be looking at a safety issue, but insurance companies will require you to update the wiring within a specific time period. You might be okay leaving the aluminum, but the insurance company will at least want it inspected and certified by an electrician. Knob and tube will have to be updated, so you definitely want to know in advance what you're dealing with. If you're looking to do a lot of renovations to an older home, make sure it has enough electrical amperage coming into the home as well. Red flag number 4 is termite infestation. This can wreak havoc on a home. You'll need to determine how bad and how much it will cost to fix and prevent it in the future. You can do this all by calling a termite company. Better now than after you move in. While termites were really looked at as more of a Toronto problem, there are areas in Durham that have to deal with termites as well, so it is an issue to be aware of. Red flag number 5, questionable fixer-uppers. Some issues are typical for the age and location of your home and not a sign of poor construction. And you may not mind a typical fixer-upper with good bones in certain neighborhoods, but you may want to stay clear of a home that has too many issues and isn't really that old. That's especially true if the construction just doesn't seem solid or sound. Along the same line is do-it-yourself additions or any DIY work that isn't up to code. If the addition looks awkward and cheap, it probably is and could be detrimental when you want to resell. You may also need to factor in the cost and time to tear it down and rebuild it properly. So make sure to ask for permits that are pulled and approvals given by the permit or building office in the jurisdiction where the home's located. Finally, red flag number 6 is hidden problems. Sometimes you walk into a room and feel like something's just not right. In this case, you'll want to be a detective and examine the home carefully. A few things to look for. Just one freshly painted wall could be hiding mildew, mold, or water damage. Too many air fresheners or scented candles could be masking a strong odor from pets, smoke, or musty mold. An oddly placed rug or piece of furniture could be hiding damaged floor or carpeting. Windows and doors not opening and shutting properly could point to a larger issue, so go around and open and close them to double check. Pay attention as well to a lack of overall general maintenance. If the home hasn't been properly taken care of for many years, that could mean that major issues such as unchecked water damage could be hiding. Now, what are some things you can do to up your chances of discovering issues before you own the house? First, many of these issues can be discovered by having a qualified home inspector go through and inspect the home before you go firm with a deal. Emphasis on qualified inspector. Please don't have your handyman uncle walk through with you. Though they can't see behind walls, they'll be trained to look for issues. They will also check places we might not be able to go during a showing, like the attic or a crawl space. They'll check the furnace for cracks in the heat exchanger and really inspect the electrical panel. They'll use a moisture meter or even infrared to look for water issues. It's not a 100% guarantee the house won't have problems, but it will tell you a lot. Your inspector isn't going to tell you whether you should or shouldn't buy the home. They're only going to observe what is noticeable to the trained eye on the day of your inspection. But another way to discover some of these issues, even before paying $500 for the home inspection, is by having your eyes wide open during the showing. Don't get fixated on the staging and everything that's going to be leaving with the moving truck. Look under the sink cabinets for signs of water leaking. Check inside the closets and look at the ceilings. I once discovered a roof leak just by looking up in the closets. Open and close the windows. The furnace will usually have dated tags to tell you how old it is, and you can also look for stamps to see whether it's been maintained through the years. These are important things to be looking at when you're viewing a home that you could potentially fall in love with. And if something doesn't seem right, don't be afraid to have your agent ask the seller what's going on. All of these are warning signs to make you step back and thoroughly consider if you should proceed with the home, no matter how much you love it. Although many things can be fixed, it really depends on your budget and the time and energy you can devote to what needs to be done. So you'll need to decide if anything you find is worth the time or money to fix, or if it's time to say goodbye. There's no right answer for everyone here, but go into buying a home with your eyes wide open. That way you'll have a better sense of what you're getting into and can hopefully avoid any huge surprises down the road. If you're thinking of buying a home in the Durham region, I'd love to help you. All my contact information is included in the description below. And feel free to check out my other videos to see more of what the Durham region has to offer. Thanks so much for watching.